guys, welcome to my channel Happy High Tarot. In today's pick a card reading, we will find out what do people project onto you. So for the first group, I have this pink and purple stone. Then this big blue stone for group 2. And this yellow stone for group 3. So feel free to pause the video over here, meditate on all your options, pick whichever one calls out to you the most. You'll find the timestamps in the comment section as well as in the description box below. So make your choice and let's get started. Hi group 1, so for those of you who chose the pink and purple stone, first we'll take a look at your oracle cards to find out what do people project onto you, and then using tarot cards we'll see what is your truth. So the oracles that came out for you are Child Orphan, Co-Create, The Thinking Woman, Stillness, and Passion Ignited. Alright. People often project this label sort of onto you that you are a loner, that relationships, friendships, all of these things don't really matter to you, that you are extremely self-centered, that you are very cunning, that you are very shrewd, that you are always only thinking about how to keep your own boat afloat, and it does not bother you or does not matter to you at all if you trample on other people in that process. They often also project this belief onto you or throw sentences, very harsh sentences such as, you use people for your benefit and then once your work is done, you go silent on them, you go cold on them. You only befriend people if you have to use them for something, whether it is some work-related thing or any other thing. They also often project this thing onto you that you think very highly of yourself, that you think that everybody else apart from you is nobody or nothing, and that you are the one who has all the brains and the beauty and everything. And if you are good looking, then there are also a lot of people who keep projecting this thing onto you, that you're very proud perhaps of the way that you look, and that you often use your looks to entice people to get things done for you without you having to move a finger. They also say things like you're very hot and cold, or that you're very difficult to analyze, that you're very difficult to read. They also say things like it's so easy for you to leave people, it's so easy for you to abandon people. They also often say things like you're very immature, you're so childlike, you're this and you're that, and you don't know, and you think you know what's best for you, but you don't, and you don't really allow other people to come close to you or to help you. God knows what you think of yourself. They also say things such as you're very proud of your intelligence, or that you're very cunning, so you know how to use your mind in all the wrong ways. They also project this thing onto you that that you are someone who has this need almost to win at any cost. They also often say things such as you hog other people's credit, you take other people's credit even though they were the brains behind the whole thing, behind the whole operation, and then you go on and take away all of that credit and act as if you were the one who did all of the thinking, all of the hard work. There are people whom you, if you've dated them or if you've been with them or if you were ever interested in them, when things did not work out, they might have said things such as you were only using them for, like benefits, and that you did not have any emotional investment in them at all. Some people also label you as being a bit materialistic. So they think that the only reason you become friends with anyone or if you date anyone is because you see some potential in them, or it's because you want something from them. People also often say things such as you deliberately put up this persona of being very mysterious or very hard to read because you think that it's sexy. This green over here tells me, group 1, that there are a lot of people who are jealous of you. And most of the people who are projecting all of this nonsense on you are people who are very insecure of their own looks, insecure of, might be people who have body image issues, might be people who are afraid to speak up. So when you speak up and you get rewarded for it, they're like, oh, group 1 took away all the credit, but it was our idea. Well, if it was your idea, why didn't you say something? Why didn't you share it? The person who shares it is obviously the one who's going to get credit for it. I'm also seeing that the people who project these things onto you are actually the ones who are they are the ones who are cunning, they are the ones who are shrewd, they are the ones who use people for their own benefit. And because they are like that, they automatically assume that everybody else is like that as well. And that is why they keep on projecting all these things onto you. Usually the people who project these things onto you are the ones they are the ones, in fact, who have gone cold on you after using you or after getting some sort of benefit from you. But all this while, they led you to believe, or, like the whole projected this thing onto you, that you're the one who's very selfish and very self-centered. The people that you've been with in the past, the people that you've dated in the past, they were the ones who actually came flocking to you because you are good looking, and then they might have just given a different spin to that entire narrative that you were the one who was using them for their looks, so you were the one who was looking to have a sexy time with them, and that's why you approached them. They are the ones who try very hard to stand out from the crowd. You are someone who doesn't have to stand out from the crowd, basically who doesn't have to put in extra effort to stand out from the crowd, because you have a unique personality and there's nothing wrong about it. But because you do, because it is very easy to spot you, they project this thing onto you that, oh, you're trying too hard to stand out from the crowd, or you're trying too hard to create this mysterious persona around you. Okay, now let's find out what your truth is from these tarot cards. So for that we have the 8 of Cups, the Page of Cups, the 10 of Pentacles, and the Page of Swords. Group 1, you're obviously not self-centered at all. Neither are you someone who prefers looks over emotions. With Page of Cups over here, looks obviously do matter to you. It's not something that you can turn a complete blind eye towards. But with 10 of Pentacles, the longevity of anything is what matters to you more. For you, love is greater than sex. Love is greater than lust, because you are always looking for things that can be grounded, things that have longevity, things that can be stretched out for the long term. So if you don't see any potential in a connection, you are someone who does not like to waste their time in it. And it's not that you come with this decision like this. Page of Swords tells me that you do a lot of analyzing, you do a lot of assessing, and once you come to the conclusion that I am not getting what I want from this friendship or from this connection or from this relationship, it is time for me to pack my bags and go. So you do what's best for you, all right? And like I said, it's not that you did not give that person or that connection a chance. You did. It's just that you were looking for something, they were looking for something else. And so there's nothing wrong about it. Also, you are just someone who's naturally very intelligent. You do have a lot of ideas. And with all of these birds over here, you're also very expressive. You're good at communication. You're good at vocalizing whatever it is that you're thinking. So it is but natural that when you share your voice, people will hear it and you will get lauded for it. You will get appreciated for it. And those who only think and don't act, they are the ones who get jealous and then project all of that, thing onto you that you took the credit, even though it was their idea. But it's not like that. You are so naive, you're so innocent, you're so pure. And yes, there is a childlike wonder in you, but that in no way means that you are immature or that you act childish. That's not true. The only childlike qualities in you, perhaps, like I said, are innocence, the fact that you're naive, and the fact that you always try to find the beauty in everything. You try to look at everything with a sense of amazement and wonder. And people do matter to you. Friendships, family, relationships, all of these things matter a great deal to you. It's just that with Page of Swords over here and Swords being all about mental clarity, you are someone who has a very clear idea of what they want and what they don't want. You are not someone who's impulsive. You are not someone who uses people and then leaves. You are someone who leaves people because you know that I know for a fact that this is not going to work out. And it's not like I did not give it a chance. I did. In fact, Page of Cups over here with these this pig over here with wings tells me that perhaps you give second, third, fourth chances to people, and it's only after that that you decide now is the right time for me to leave. It's just that when you do that, when you choose your own sanity, when you choose your own standards or beliefs over what other people might be projecting onto you, it just does not go down too well with them. But hey, at the end of the day, this is what they're projecting onto you. So it's your problem. What someone thinks of you, how someone sees you, that's always their problem. It's not yours. And I can see over here that you're a very kind, sensitive, caring, highly intelligent person that's deeply grounded to their tradition and really, really values human beings above everything else. So these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 1. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it on the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi Group 2, so if you chose the blue stone, first we'll take a look at your oracle cards to determine what do people project onto you, and then we'll see your tarot cards to find out your truth. So the cards that came out for you are Artist, then we have Truth Be Told, Caring Connections, Release, and Love Begins. Alright. People often project this idea onto you that you are someone who's extremely superficial, someone who's very, very pretentious, someone who has no idea what it is like to be authentic, to be real, someone who is mighty proud of their artistic abilities or skills, or someone who justifies misbehaving with other people simply because they are at a position of power or they're at a position of authority. The people that you have dated in the past and broken up with, they often project this thing onto you that you were never really in love with them. Love is a joke for you. It's very easy for you to get together with someone and then leave them. You're someone who changes partners like clothes. You're someone who does not understand the concept of love. You're someone for whom it is extremely easy to leave behind people, situations, friendships, relationships. Someone who always have some or the other trick up their sleeve. Someone who has no concept of romance, no concept of intimacy. Someone who's always so engrossed in their career that they have no time for their family or their kids or their partner and things such as that. I also see that people project this thing onto you that you're very unpredictable, that it's very difficult to say when are you in a good mood, when are you in a bad mood. Sometimes you're happy, at other times you just seem to have absolutely lost it and people just have to walk on thin ice when they're around you. They also project that you are very kind of like a material girl, that you only stick around in a connection as long as your partner is pampering you, treating you out, giving you gifts and things like that. And when the connection solidifies or when the honeymoon phase gets over, you're quick to leave. You're someone who does not like to be tied down to just one person. You are someone who they project this thing onto you basically, that you're someone who has a very good ability to spin the truth in your favor, that you cannot be trusted, that you are someone who's a compulsive liar. But the way that you paint those lies and project them, it's almost, it's very convincing, it's very believable, but at the end of the day, it's just that, it's lies. And you're someone who cannot and should not be trusted under any circumstances. They also think that ever since your business or creative endeavor or your career has taken off, you have absolutely no time for other people in your life, and God knows what you think of yourself now. You used to be confident about what it is that you did, but now you're almost like overconfident, and your pride is getting the better of you. You're blinded by your pride. You are blinded by your desires. Whenever you're in a relationship with someone, you only care about what's best for you. You only care about what you are getting out of it. You never really invest the time and energy that is needed to feed the other person or to nurture the other person. Some people whom you used to be friends with might have also projected this belief onto you that you're someone who's very selfish, and someone who always, I'm hearing, outshines their friend. So it's quite possible, let's say that if you were in a group project with some friend of yours, and this could have even been school, and you were the one who did most of the creative work, but in fact it was your friend who said that they are the one who did most of the work, but made you feel bad about it. And all these people who are projecting these things onto you, they are the ones, in fact, who have a habit of lying, which is why they automatically assume that just like them, everybody else is a liar as well. They are the ones who are very materialistic. They are the ones who are very superficial. And because they are not authentic, because they are always wearing a mask, naturally they suspect that everybody else does so too. Just like them, everybody else is also constantly wearing a mask, is not being authentic. The people that you used to date in the past who might have said these nasty things to you, that you never loved them, or you don't give a shit about love and deep emotions like that, and you only care about materialistic things. It's actually the other way around. The people that you have dated, they are the ones who perhaps up until you and even after you are the ones who constantly, they find it very difficult to stick to one person. They are the ones who change partners very frequently. They are the ones who've actually made a joke out of the whole concept of love, and then very conveniently pinned that whole thing onto you, that you are the one who's made a joke out of the concept of love. But that is not true at all. In fact, I'm also being told that mostly these friends or these romantic partners, they are the ones who were quick to let go of you when you started developing deeper feelings for them. But then they, like I said, they spin the narrative in such a manner that you are the one who was perhaps getting very needy, or you are the one perhaps who was getting very detached. And what option did they have other than to leave you? So people who think they're very smart, and think that everybody else is basically an idiot, and so they can paint whatever picture they want and get away with it. All right, now let's find out what your truth is, group 2. So for that, we have the 6 of Cups, 6 of Swords, 9 of Swords, and the Queen of Pentacles. You are so giving, you're so nurturing, and you just have so much love to give to others, and sometimes even at the cost of your own sanity, as I can see over here with 9 of Swords. There have been so many instances in your life, group 2, whether your friendships, work situations, or relationships, when even though you were not doing great, maybe on the professional front, but you did not let that take a toll on your relationship or your family life. You are someone who always put a bold face, a brave face in front of everyone, and they were shameless enough to call you a liar or call you someone who's not authentic. What they failed to see, what they failed to understand, was that you were putting up a strong front for their sake. You were crying when no one was watching, so that nobody could get affected by whatever was happening in your life. How do I explain it? Think of it this way, that you have had a very bad day at your office, but when you come back home and you have your kids waiting for you and they're all excited to tell you how school was, you smile, because you know that they're perceptive and you don't want them to get affected by how your day was. But onlookers, they'll be like, group 2 is not real, group 2 is phony. But that is not true. You're so kind, you're so sensitive. With 6 of Cups over here, you care about everyone. You care about nature, you care about animals, you care about human beings. They're all the same to you. And it's not true that you've made a joke out of love. With 6 of Cups over here, you really do give it your all in all your friendships, in all your family connections or romantic relationships. You've always given it your 100%. Even when you were struggling, even when things were not exactly smooth, you did not stop putting in the effort to make things right. The time or the moment when you pulled away was when you had perhaps had enough, when you ran out of you can say things to give, when you understood that you were the only one who was ferrying the boat to the shore and you were all alone, and that whoever it is that you were with was not interested in keeping the relationship afloat. Nobody was coming to check upon you. Nobody was coming to ask you how you were doing. You are a lone warrior. You are a lone wolf. You are a soldier. But that does not mean that that's all there is to you. You have a softer side to you as well. And if people can't see that, then, well, that's on them. That's not on you. You have valued friendships, you have valued relationships ever since you were a child. That's just the kind of values that you have grown up with. That's just the kind of values that your family has given to you. And so that's what you've grown up into now. There's this beautiful Queen of Pentacles, whether you're a masculine or a feminine. It's not true at all that you don't have a heart or that you're only with people as long as your needs are being met and then you're gone. It's just that, yes, you do go, yes, you do leave, but not without trying. In fact, there have been instances where you kept on banging your head against the wall until you started bleeding. And that is when you decided that enough is enough and I have to go now. There's nothing left in it for me anymore. It's not a decision that you came up with quickly. It's all those times when you have decided to leave someone or some situation behind, they've all been very, very harrowing times, been very tough times. And you've had to do all of it all by yourself. Your friends did not check up on you. Your romantic partners did not ask you how you were doing. The sad part is that you always know what's up with whom. You are always able to assess when someone is suffering, when someone is not in a good mood, and you always keep on asking other people. But with Nine of Swords over here with Queen of Pentacles, people just assume that, everything is going very great in your life. Why? Just because you're doing good career-wise, just because you have good money on you, does not mean that every other area of your life is blossoming too. There are times when you are also stressed out, but people just also automatically assume that you are, that you're fine and they don't really need to worry about you. But sometimes you also need a shoulder to cry on. Yes, you are a tough soldier, you're a tough cookie, but that does not mean that you don't have a vulnerable side. You do. Wow. It is sad, group 2, that people... Okay. When someone is super successful, take a celebrity, for example. If it was not for... And actually, you can't even trust these entertainment portals. But for the sake of giving an example... If you see a rich, good-looking celebrity, you automatically think that they must be having 100 nannies or 100 people around them. What do they have to worry about? And then you find out that their husband was cheating on them, or this happened, that happened, or they have depression, and so on and so forth. So the sad part is that whoever is around you, all the people who project all of this nonsense onto you, they actually they don't see the real you. They have failed to see the real you. And they just assume that only because you're doing good career-wise and on the outside your life seems to be sorted, so you are someone who's very rough, tough, someone who's always looking out after their own interests and doesn't really have any emotions, is always very calculative, very logical, but that's far from the truth. All right, group 2, don't let those people get the better of you. These are all the messages that I have for you right now. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know it on the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye. Hi group 3, so for those of you who chose the Yellowstone, first we'll take a look at your oracle cards to find out what do people project onto you, and then using the tarot cards we'll see what your truth is. So the cards that came out for you are Gossip, Clean It Up, Goddess of the Moon, Adventures, and Patience. Damn, group 3. The people... Okay. One message that Spirit really wants me to give you, group 3, is that there are some snakes in your friend circle, all right? Not everybody whom you think is your friend, and 9 out of 10 times it is your so-called friends who go around bitching about you. Anyway, let's get to the reading. What do people project onto you? So it's almost as if people have come up to you, tried to confront you, or tagged you as someone who is a betrayer. I can see what happens. You perhaps just listen. Alright, let's say you're in a group of 4. 3 people are bitching about someone. You are literally not doing anything. You're just sitting over there having your lunch. And then 2 days later, the person that those other 3 people were bitching about comes to you, starts fighting with you and says, what nonsense were you saying about me? Or I was told that you were saying some shit about me, even though you weren't. So you have been branded, or you can say labeled, as someone who betrays trust, someone who absolutely cannot be trusted with any secret, someone who has verbal diarrhea, someone who does not think before speaking. That is true. People often say that you are a motor mouth. You do not speak without thinking. You are also very secretive. You hold information with yourself. You don't reveal much about yourself, but you go around spreading information about other people like wildfire. You're someone who's very good at clearing their tracks. So it's not that easy for them to directly pin the blame onto you, but somehow these people manage. It's also said about you often, people project this thing onto you, that you are someone who couldn't care less about life, or that you are someone who never takes anything or anyone seriously. You don't take your friendship seriously. You're not serious about your work. You're not serious about your relationships. You're not serious when it comes to finances, investing, and that you're living your life as if it's a movie, and someone will say cut and that'll be it, back up. It's also projected onto you that you really plan way in advance how you have to harm someone else, and that is huge. I'm constantly being told, group 3, that you have often met with people who've tried to put allegations onto you. All right? Often people come up to you and put allegations onto you, put blames on you for things that you had absolutely nothing to do with. Patience over here tells me that it's possible, especially if this is a work scenario. Let's say you got promoted, all right? And let's say that there was someone else who was in the race for promotion along with you. Once you get promoted, that person comes up to you and says that, what did you do? Did you sleep with the boss? Or, do you have some contacts? Did you make someone call someone? And that's how you got the promotion? What happened? Had you been planning this? Did you go behind my back? Did you steal my ideas? Did you take credit for the things that I did? Otherwise, it's not possible that you would have gotten the promotion and I didn't. How was I passed up? The thing is that all of these people who project all of these things onto you, they do not confront their own shadow side at all. They are gossip mongers. They are ones who are very rash, you can say, with their decision making. They are someone who very, very sneaky, someone who takes time to win your confidence and then at the end moment betrays it. But they act as if you are someone who does all of those things. People who are sneaky think that you're sneaky. People who lie and then cover their tracks think that you do the same. People who are rash with their decision making, people who are impulsive, people who randomly pick fights with strangers, project all of those things onto you. They think you're like that. Let's say that someone scratched your car by accident. You just stepped out to inspect what happened. Before you can say anything, that person will start arguing with you as if you were standing there ready to put the blame on them. Of course, ultimately you would have, but in the moment, I can word it better. People who are argumentative think that you're argumentative. People who bitch about other people think you do the same. People who take time to win other people's confidence only to betray it in the end have a hard time trusting you too. They have trust issues, but the way that they paint the picture is as if you are someone who cannot be trusted, or you are someone who has trust issues. In dating and relationships, the people that you've been with, those people have trust issues. They have a hard time committing to just one person, but they often argue with you that you are keeping your options open. Why are you still talking to your ex? What is your intention behind it? And so on and so forth. All right, now let's see what your truth is, group 3. So for that, we have the 10 of Cups, the Devil, the 4 of Cups, and the Queen of Cups. This is beautiful. Over here with the Devil and 4 of Cups, you are someone who stays away from all things bad and all things toxic. all right? You don't have any bad habits. You absolutely do not speak shit about people. You are someone who does not like mind games. You are someone who, with Queen of Cups over here, is sort of like above all of this nonsense. You're above all of this shit. You are very sensitive. You're very emotionally pure and pious. You're very mature as well. And because you are so emotionally mature and centered, you have the ability to see who is good for you, who isn't, which situation is worth your time and investment, and which isn't. And so, if ever, because of this good sense of judgment of yours, you choose B over A takes offense and they start projecting all those bad things onto you. But that's not your fault. And Devil over here confirms for me that there are a lot of nasty energies around you, Group 3, who keep on projecting this shit onto you. They are the ones who play mind games but claim that you play mind games. People who you've been with in a relationship in the past, they are the ones who were toxic, but they, especially at the time of breaking up, they might have called you toxic. They might have called you a player. They might have said that, you don't have any emotional sensitivity, and that, physical appearances perhaps are everything for you. But that is not true. And with 10 of Cups over here, the sanctity of a connection, be it a family relationship, be it a friendship, be it a romantic relationship, it matters to you a lot. You value all of those things. And you have a very good eye at determining, with the Devil over here, what can cause you harm in the future. So you try to, you're like, no thanks. So when people are gossiping and they invite you to, give your inputs, you're like, no, I won't. And you really don't, because you're not that kind of a person. And yet, because they are the ones who are good at clearing their tracks, they pin the blame onto you. You can say they plant fake evidence. All right? So that people assume that you are the one who did the wrong thing, when actually it wasn't you. You really need to reconsider the kind of people that you hang out with or spend time with, Group 3. I did not get any such message for the other two groups, but in your case, Group 3, I am being told time and time and again that you really need to reevaluate your choices in friendship, relationships, the people that you spend time with. The thing, though, is that this Queen of Cups can be both a blessing and a curse. You are someone who's sensitive. You are someone who's emotional. And yes, although 9 out of 10 times you have the good reasoning ability to determine who's good for you and who isn't, sometimes these devils around you are successful in tricking you into a connection or into a situation or into a friendship. And at the moment, you are trapped into one such, or maybe more than one such friendship or relationships or whatever else it is. And you need to get out of it as soon as possible. Your reality is that when you are in a friendship or when you are in a relationship, you are in it for the long haul. Your intentions are not, it's not that you're looking for any fleeting excitement and then you'll be gone your way. It's not that you will wake up the next morning and go, that you were only there for breakfast and then you leave. You're not like that. In fact, shallow connections, they don't impress you. People's looks, they don't impress you. You're someone who looks for substance. You don't like pretentious people. You don't like people who are, very, very evidently into appearances, because you're not like that at all. You're definitely not mysterious. In fact, you're very real. You don't have verbal diarrhea. You are not a motor mouth. You are just so pure of heart that you say whatever you feel. You say whatever it is that you're thinking. You're not someone who minces their words. You're not someone who sugarcoats. You say what comes to your mind. You say what comes to your heart. And other people put those labels onto it, like you twist your words, or that, you don't think without speaking. What do you know what kind of thought I put before speaking? And people who tell you that you're not serious about life, or that you're very immature, and that, you think life is a joke, that's not true either. Because with Queen of Cups over here and 10 of Cups, you are very mature. You are someone who always has that long-term futuristic vision. Whatever you do today, it's because you've already thought of 10 steps ahead. You already know how it is going to affect you in the future. And that's why you're doing this thing today. For the onlookers, it might seem like a rash decision, but they don't know the kind of planning you put behind it. So who are they to judge? And all these people who tell you that, that you keep your options open and that you don't value love, all these exes of yours, that's not true either. The problem is with them. They are the ones who lose interest in people very quickly, not you. With Queen of Cups over here, you really cherish and value your connections. With Four of Cups over here, with Devil, in fact, it's those people who lose interest and, keep switching partners as if it's a use and throw pen. But you're not that kind of a person. Not at all. In fact, Queen of Cups over here with Devil tells me that unfortunately, many times Group 3, you tend to attract energy vampires because of the vibe that you give out. And you attract these people who try to suck all of that out of you, which is why I'm being told that you really need to be, firstly, firm with your boundaries, assess your existing friendships and relationships, and you should also consider using some sort of perhaps crystal protection so that all these energy vampires can't get the better of you. All right, so these are all the messages that I have for you right now, Group 3. If you like this reading, do give it a thumbs up. Let me know in the comment section below. Please don't forget to subscribe to my channel if you're new over here and hit the bell icon when you do so. You can also follow me on Instagram for more tarot readings and message me there, or on my email ID to book a personal reading with me. You'll find all those details in the pinned comment and description box. I'll see you guys next time. Bye.